Okay, now that race car shenanigans are over with, I think we have something to claim here. There we go. I don't think there's any other side quests appearing. Nope. So we're good. Enjoy racing cars for the rest of your life. Where would you like to go? What do you guys think? Should we go to the Institute of Science or the Institute of Science? I feel like this would be very, very bad for me because I am afraid of heights. Anything over 3 stories and I'm
This is kind of nice.
Oh, but they voice
It's the
acted
kind
this
of thing
part.
you'd only find here.
Nope.
Professor Hamilton designed this, right?
Oh, I'm impressed you knew.
The things they voice in this game confuse me.
Is something wrong?
Not at all. It's just that while I've heard about everything here, seeing the whole world with your own eyes for the first time is without doubt an unparalleled experience.
Hmm? I know what you mean. I feel the same way after diving into the world of a good book for the first time.
Barry was refusing to sit down. So if it's like the 14th game, it's too late for me to start, right? I mean, you could, I guess. But they literally have a remake of the first game coming out, like, what, next month? So, I just play that. I mean, you could play... It's a remake of the original. Or you could just play the original, but it's only on PC. Or PSP if you really want to go that route. And the voice acting's gone. Basel Institute of Science, the place where much of the Republic's most cutting-edge research gets done. It's situated in such a beautiful location, too. The views of the canyon from here are stunning. Yeah, this area is supposed to be popular with tourists for exactly that reason, though even they need a card right now. This isn't a bad spot to sightsee, I guess, but there's no real place to live it up in town. What, you wanted a freaking casino? Speaking of tourism, what's that rounded building over there? I've been wondering this whole time. That's the astronomy observatory. It's a place where you look at the stars, right? That's right. There's a very powerful telescope there that lets you see far more than you could with the naked eye. There are many who believe that astronomy is the discipline from which all others draw their roots, even if others disagree. Everyone tells me, I guess, instead of convincing me to just try it. I mean, you do you. It actually originated in the Central East, if you didn't know. Really? Pretty sure they were big on stargazing in the Fallen Empire to the east back in the day, too. Fallen Empire to the east, huh? This is turning out to be very educational, huh? So where would you like to start? I'd be happy to show you around if you want. It's fine, we're just gonna wander around for a while and see what we find. If you could tell us where the main facilities and research labs are, that'd be plenty. Well, if you're sure, they're marked on the building's map already, but here you go. Trust me, I can get lost, so I need any kind of incentive and way of getting around that you can give me. Well then, I've got work of my own to take care of, so I'll get going for now. If anything comes up, you're always welcome to contact me on my Zephyr. Thanks. People have asked about trying this game, it's like, nah, or you wouldn't like it with occasional, I don't know, I guess. I mean, if you want, it's not like pretty much any other game series. It's like a long series of books, almost, but done in video game form. I was hoping we could stay with him longer. He knows so many cool things. Feel the same way, but it would be difficult. He's just gonna get in the way when we start poking our noses around to dark places. Doubt we're gonna get any new 4SPGs. Yay! No more side quests. Let's go. But here's hoping we could learn more about this abusive professor, wherever they are. No more side quests. Let's get to work. Remember to act casual and not make it obvious what we're here for. Understood. I'm gonna play a Tales game just to convince that I do enjoy anime
Very
RPGs.
well.
I've heard the Tales games are good. Go for it. I've been meaning to play them. What anime RPGs have you played before? I'm playing 2 at the moment. Trails are unique because the world building is deeper than any other RPG series, as in all the games are interconnected and share references. Yeah, and it's like direct continuations. Because like there's plot points that were brought up in like the first game that are still unresolved here in like the 14th or 15th game, whatever it is.
This campus is just as big as I expected.
Let's take a look around. Gotta check out all the spots that kid mentioned.
Is there anything on the first floor? There is something on the first floor. Let's do that first, I guess. Hi, can you have voice acting? This is a main story thing, right? Of course not. I work as an assistant in Professor Archet's lab over there. I noticed some troubling things coming out of the other labs, though. This one woman, she's looked absolutely drained every day. I wish there was something I could do to help her, but I really shouldn't go butting into other labs' business. I just hope she has someone she could talk to, be it a coworker, a professor, or someone else. That's a bit fishy there. Might have to ask him about that.
Can we talk?
Yeah, talk to me. Give me the deets. Oh, it shifted there, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be void. No, it's not. Harassment? Goodness. I've heard these bits and pieces, but I'm a bit nervous to talk about it. We won't tell anyone, don't worry. Anything helps. I've heard loud shouting from one of the other labs, yes. It stunned me out of the work I was doing. Tales games can be fun too for us. We're so funny, the best, and Vesperia are my favorite. Yeah, I want to get into that series at some point. Heard stuff like, you idiots, can't you do anything right? And you're a disgrace to the Institute, get out. He's just lashing out at everything and everyone now. It's really disturbing. Which professor was the one doing that? I just can't say it, sorry. If they find out it was me, I'd have hell to pay. Been really gnawing at me. The abuse is only getting worse and worse from what I'm told. I've heard the works. Fatigue, depression, exhaustion, even a couple researchers fainting on the job. The whole department looks visibly shaken these days. The stress is just too much for them. I worry they'll all end up like Cindy. Who's Cindy? What happened to her? She's at her breaking point from what I hear. Hardly see her at the Institute anymore. We've all been trying to support her however we can, but it's rough. It really is. Damn, yeah, that's not good. Who's the professor helping her out, of curiosity? That would be Professor Ismary? Esmere? She's in the bioengineering department. She's known the world over for her cutting-edge research, an upstanding woman. She's always up to her knees, or up to her neck in her own work. She probably doesn't know the extent of the abuse of the other labs. Thanks for filling us in. This still helps us out. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Never really heard the term anime RPG unless it's specifically referencing an anime. Yeah, I think they meant the art style. I think they usually mean like the art style. Like they'd consider like this an anime RPG, but they wouldn't consider like Final Fantasy in it, like the remake one, an anime one, because it's trying to be more realistic, like graphic wise. I think. I don't know. That's just how I interpret it. I remember seeing you at the Orbital Cafe in Edith. Over here in Basil. I didn't expect to see you here too. Yeah, it's an action RPG. My family lives over in the capital, so I'm out there a lot, both to visit them and do my civil engineering research. But anyway, that's what I just took it to mean. Anyway, so I'll be cooped up here for a while, though. I've got a big paper to finish up. She's a student here, huh? We should try talking to her.
Can we talk?
Generally, how most NA people have it, since the SNES versions of PSX versions are Japanese only. Yeah. Professor abusing their authority, you say? That's a bit of a stretch to me, not gonna lie. I can say for certain that Professor Cronkite and Professor Tyne would never do that. Can't be them. What makes you so sure of that? Well, so Professor Cronkite's a man of few words, so he came across as kind of scary. But he means well. Really, I mean, he's one of the greatest minds of our time. He lives and breathes science. And the Professor Taine's just really friendly to everybody. He's always looking out for people. He's known the world over for his work in civil engineering and urban planning. Basel Institute of Science certainly earns its reputation. Its faculty are all accomplished scientists and engineers in their own right. Yep, a lot of famous people come to study and lecture here. Professor Callahan's a real celebrity too. He's a real whiz when it comes to mechanical engineering. He's the brain behind the military's new weapons. Last I heard, though, his new big proposal got shot down in favor of someone else's. He didn't really take that very well. But he's bounced back from what I can tell. He's really putting his all into his new project. Really humbled to get to work with so many hardworking and talented people. Hardworking and talented people can still be assholes. Are they good people, is what we're asking? Could you maybe have phrased that a little less aggressively? Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You were a big help. I thought it was going to be your answers were a big help. I do this, I don't know if other people do this. I do this thing when I'm reading where I kind of like to read quicker, assume what it's going to say. So sometimes I say the word wrong because that's just kind of how I read.
Everybody's gotta eat, right?
It works a lot better when you're talking to yourself and not reading like all this stuff. Instead of porting the... oh, okay.
Thanks a bunch.
So the next one's upstairs. I don't think there's any shops or sub-events, so I think we just need to head upstairs. We go over this way. Oh yeah, the demo for Trails in the Sky first chapter is out today. Or if anybody on YouTube watches it, it's out whenever you're watching this. So, hi Library Inventor. If you need anything from me, I'll just be reading here. We do have plenty of papers here, though I don't know enough about them to make any recommendations. Do handle them with care, though. They're very important papers. Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come his way. That tracks. Maybe he's overheard a word or two about the allegations.
Can we talk?
Huh? A power-tripping professor, you say? Well, if it were anybody, I'd put my money on Cronkite. Awfully quick to dismiss people. Haughty in a word. Okay. Doesn't sound like a great person. Kind and helpful aren't exactly synonymous with them, at least from what I've seen and heard. I see. Have you heard anything about any of the other professors that might relate to these allegations? Let me think now. I can't see Professor Ariel doing anything like that. She's just a bundle of sunshine, not a mean bone in her body. Sometimes I even see her in here picking up research materials for her students. Then there's Professor Callahan. He always made a point of helping out his assistants. He's certainly not a bad person in my view, but he's gotten a bit of a bad rap after his work went south. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. I greatly appreciate it. Alright, I think we've covered this pretty well now. Let's get down, let's go sit down somewhere and try piecing things together. I recommend that open spot at the front of the Institute grounds. Saw some benches there that we could use. Sounds like a plan to me. Okay. A lot of SNES games look much nicer than some of those GBA ports. Yeah. Yeah, that's very fair. Over there. Okay. Where do be the stairs? I have like a million games on my list. Oh, I thought it was like a long hallway that led... Never mind. They actually want me to walk out, I think. Yeah. Alright, we're about ready to sit down and get cracking? Sure. Xenogears? Yeah, I want to do Xenogears too, but that's going to be after I get through all the Xenoblade games. Which, I still have 2 more to get through, so that's still going to be a bit. Well, that was pretty good. We got our hands on some nice info there. We learned a lot of professors' names too. Professor Callahan, the Engineering Science Authority. Professor Ariel in the Chemistry Department. Professor Cronkite, a well-respected expert in physics and orbital engineering. And Professor Tane, an architectural researcher. And the one Professor Ismare? Yeah. They all sounded really capable. But of course, the stat sheets don't tell the whole story. They all sounded like oddballs in their own right. He's very blunt, isn't he? I think we could pretty safely narrow the perp down to one of those 5. I agree. We have plenty of strong evidence to suggest that. Alright, let's take our evidence from the top then. People we talked to... Okay, the people we talked to, all the testimonies, they all had this one thing in common. What do you... They tried to downplay the abuse, they had been threatened by the abuser, they didn't name the abuser. I think all of them tried to downplay it, right? I think they did. I think that has to be the right answer. Do you guys think? I think that was the one commonality they all had. Thank you, Amira. Keep it. Wait. On Xenosaga 1 and 2, but not Xenosaga 3 because it's ridiculously expensive. Oh, dang. It's funny hearing my voice come from my pocket as I empty the dryer. Keeping a little app in your pocket. Thanks. Thanks, Julie. I think it has to be this one, though. I think it does. I think they all did. But I think they also didn't name the accuser. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not the middle one. I wish I could just know which one it was. What do you guys think? Because it's not this middle one. We have a 50-50 chance. It's not this middle one. It's either they tried to downplay it or they didn't name it. But I think the one person did try to name it, right? Okay, so yeah, looked it up. I'm apparently wrong. It's apparently they didn't name the abuser, which is weird, because I thought it was they all tried to downplay it. I stand corrected, you guys. I am not perfect. Not a single one named the culprit. Some of those guys knew who it was, but it kept sounding like they were too scared to name him. I do remember the one person saying that, but I thought the one person was also like, I bet it'd be this guy, but maybe I'm wrong. Would have made our job a lot easier if they just named the guy, but nope. Yeah, now that you mention it, that is kind of weird. I understand not wanting to be labeled a snitch, but it felt like there was more to it than that. They were afraid of the culprit, but you could tell they respected them too. They didn't want to sully this professor's good name. Some people said the guy wasn't always like that. Something changed them. Conflict over the proposal we heard about. Something about hard feelings. Oh right, the developing weapons thing. That one guy said he had to crunch after the proposal fell through. Telltale sign of abuse to me. Does seem likely, though we can't say for certain that what changed the professor's behavior. That would be a reasonable explanation. That said, no circumstance justifies such an abuse of power and status. The professor is truly incorrigible. So that's who you think the culprit is? Yeah, you ask me, there's only one professor who fits the bill. Which one was it? I remember the story. I don't think it was Croctite. I think it was Callahan. It wasn't Arioli. And it wasn't one of the associate professors, I'm pretty sure. It was a professor. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't these two. And it wasn't an associate, so it has to be Callahan. Boom, deductive reasoning. Professor Callahan's our guy. He's one of the foremost authorities on engineering science, perhaps the smartest man in the whole field. I've seen him in the papers plenty of times before. He's always described as a savant. Notably, he helped modernize the military's weapons and equipment. But he's got revenge on the mind, sounds like. Some other professor one-upped him, and that's got him pissed. I get it sucks, but you'd think a well-renowned scientist would be less childish about it. You know a thing or two about acting like a child, wouldn't you? I don't know, you usually call me a grandpa, which is it, bud? Is now the time? So what do we do now? We have all the recordings of the people we talked to. All points to Professor Callahan being the suspect. So what's our next move? Do we hunt down our client next and give them the tapes? Nah, I'm thinking we would get Professor Callahan's, I guess we get Professor Callahan's opinion on it without accusing him directly. How are we gonna do that? We nudge him in the right direction and he might just turn himself in. Simple. We tell him about the abuse rumor going around. We talk to him about all these exhausted students. He connects the dots on his own. Failing that, well, we already know it's him. It's bound to figure out his reputation's on the line the more he hears about this. If he's smart, he'll fess up. So that's what we do. We get him a subtle little nudge. And he does all the work Elzum wanted for us. 2 birds with 1 stone right there. That sounds really scheming. I'm not sure we're good guys all of a sudden. It's a quintessentially Spriggan way of solving our problem. Fine by me. To the Power Tripper's lab then? Actually, where is it? I don't remember seeing it when we were taking our tour. Suspect it's in a special research building. We'd need some form of clearance to enter, of course. Passed by a door with a guard in front earlier. They won't let any ordinary civilian inside. Oh goody. I suspect we would need an A rank card at the very least. It's hard enough for us to get a C rank card. I think getting an A rank one is off the table. What should we do then? Maybe wait for him to leave the building and ambush him? Nah, Olvan's a man with a plan. All that matters is we get inside the building. Doesn't matter how we do it. And being a Spriggan, I've got a few tricks on my sleeve. Van, you're kinda scaring me with that smile there. We defer to you. What's your strategy, Master Spriggan? So first, we just roll on up to the building like anybody would. Okay, I can already tell this is not gonna go well. Once we get there, we convince the guard to let us in. Just act naturally and we're golden. There's no way this works. There's no way this works. Chad, is this filler episode? No, this is actually main story. Hi. Excuse me, is this where we can find Professor Callahan? We're here to speak with him. Right, yes. May I see your card, sir? Of course. Hand over certification card. C rank, I'm sorry, but I can't let you in without the proper security clearance. If you don't mind me asking, what business do you have with him to begin with? Glad you asked. We're here on behalf of the Principality of Elysium. We figured there was an appointment for us, but we just now found out they didn't set anything up. Sorry for the inconvenience. Want to inquire about Professor Callahan's new research. It's caught our investors' interest. His findings have seismic implications. Even the Zephyr revolution would be small potatoes compared to this. So we looked into a meeting with him and collaborating on his research. He's really playing it on thick, isn't he? Only to learn that Marduk was interested in the same thing, so now we got ourselves a three-way partnership here. I'm here on Marduk Company's behalf. I'm a concierge in their employ. So you'll be meeting with them to discuss a grant, is that right? I'm a bit surprised to hear that both Elysium and Marduk are collaborating on this, but well, stranger things have happened, I guess. I apologize for the inconvenience. That said, who are the children with you? Surely they're not employees. Pardon? I'm not a kid, I'm just short. They're associates of Elysium VIP, pardon them. They're here on Elysium's behalf as well, so they were looking to sit in on our meeting. This is a little awkward though. We came all the way from Elysium just to get turned away at the door in a technicality. I'm not sure what to tell them when we get back home. I really am sorry. There's clearly been some kind of a mix-up here. Your arrangement might have been lost in the shuffle with all the Artemis students visiting. You must have been issued the same rank card as them by mistake. I'll go clear this up with Professor Callahan. One moment, please. Of course, we'll be waiting. You sure you're okay with them calling your bluff? Of course. Who's he to turn down grant money? That ain't what we're really here for, but he just has to take the bait. Thank you for your patience. The professor would like to meet with you at once. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Thank you very much. Can't believe you managed to deceive your way past someone again. Nothing I said was a lie. Not my fault if someone else takes what I said the wrong way. Sure. Bet you tell yourself that every single time, huh? Yeah, you must be a real pro at this. I mean, it's not something to be proud of. Your sudden embarrassment suggests. I wish you would at least stop to think about the bad influence you might be having on Fairy.
So you're trying to blame all of this on me, are you?
Huh?
Not
Voice
at all.
acting.
I'm in no way trying to suggest your latest research is the cause. If anything, the approach you're taking with your latest project rather fascinates me.
Does it now?
That being said, work on my own project has reached a critical juncture. I cannot afford any issues with net traffic at this time.
That certainly sounds like blame to me, Cronkite.
He seems
You
well.
may be one of Professor Hamilton's students, but that doesn't give you the right to...
Yeah, I did. Bye, voice acting. Who the devil are you? This is a restricted area, you know. Not to worry, we have permission to be here. Could either of you direct us to Professor David Callahan's office? So you're the ones I just heard about. We're finished here. Now, if you would all follow me. Hello? Huh? Funny running into you guys here. Oh, hi. Whoops. I don't think this is gonna work out well. We can say the same thing. Alright, do you have business here? What are you doing here? And who are those people with you? They're students here on an educational visitation from the capital. I've been assisting them during their stay. Professor Cronkite was gracious enough to extend us an invitation to visit him when we happened to see each other in town. So we had Mr. Salazar if he could lead the way. I do not believe I invited anyone but you, nor did I imply we should meet quite this soon. Listen, Ren has her own way of doing things, don't question it. But I suppose chasing you away here would be more work than just humoring you. Follow me. Really? I mean, nothing short incredible to see your work up close. Well, somebody's really sucking up. I doubt everything. You're not wrong. Well, we'll get out of your hair now. We apologize for the interruption. I can see that you're very busy, but it would be a pleasure to speak more on another occasion, Professor Callahan. I suppose that could be arranged. I think Ren just covered for us. Must be nice to have enough free time to spend on such frivolous nonsense as educational visitations. I already don't like this guy.
Here, take my sub.
Oh, Kitty, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Enjoy not having any ads. I'll have emotes and stuff once my model's ready. Just bug Kaori about it, and then, we'll be set. I even doubt when he has the exact right answer. You're not wrong. Come with me. I want to make this brief. Trust me, I don't want to talk to you either.
Wait.
Huh?
I'd like to listen in on this conversation too, if you don't mind.
Okay.
As their guide, I suspect it has everything to do with me.
Take a 10-minute break. Do not return late.
Do I actually get a break from voicing everything? Fantastic. Okay, well, not that. It's fine. The voice acting is a jump scare. You never know when it's gonna appear or go away.
As you know, my name is David Callahan. I believe you're here to talk about Elsyme and Marduk investing in my research. That makes for a very interesting combination, if you don't mind me saying. What exactly led to this?
Well, never mind. No break. Is that what you were told? There seems to have been a misunderstanding then. We're currently working for LZM, and we do have a Marduk employee with us, but that's all. What? We're currently in the middle of an investigation. We really misled him. You see, and a lead happened to bring us here. Wanted to follow up. Yeah, see, we really got him now. Wanted to follow up on a rumor that some extreme abuse of power has been taking place in the laboratory here. That's the face of a guy who's got some... Yeah, he's not even feigning ignorance. He is not even feigning it. Who asked you to investigate this? Couldn't tell you. Didn't get their name, but they did tell us about what's been happening. Heard all about the ridiculous workloads and insane hours they and their colleagues have been forced to endure. About how they've never allowed any rest, are woefully underpaid, and how they receive vicious, constant verbal abuse from their superior. Even to the point that someone collapsed from overwork and has been driven to the brink of suicide. That's just... We have all the testimony and evidence we need to act if that's what it comes to. But we thought it better to come and hear your side of it, or hear your thoughts first. The guy voicing Van is a smoshable. Excuse me? It's not too late to turn things around. So many people we spoke to were quick to say that you weren't always like this. They mentioned how they almost had trouble believing just what you'd become. We could see how afraid people are of you now, and how they dislike what you become. But at the same time, we could see how deeply they respect you too. We're not heroes of justice like the cops or the guild. We're just about finding common ground and putting some thoughts. As long as you're willing to work with us, we can... That's enough? Okay. That would have hit a lot harder if it was voiced. Don't talk to me about respect and then immediately resort to blackmail. Cannot believe one of my assistants would try to set me up like this. Unbelievable. I give them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination. This is how they choose to repay me? How could you say that? You know we've got evidence of what you're doing, right? Sure you want to pick this fight? Do what you will with your evidence. All I have to do is cover it up. No one's going to believe some lowly assistants over an esteemed professor. I'm two mere steps away from completing my research. And they pick now to sabotage my efforts? Very well. Then damn the human cost. I'll start working them to the bone to make up for their...
Just listen to yourself, Professor.
Hey, it's back. See what I mean about the jump scare voice acting? You never know when it's coming.
What has gotten into you? You used to be so kind and supportive. Professor Hamilton held you in such high regard. Even though I was one of her students, you would still take the time to look after me. I just can't understand why all you do lately is spit in the face of her achievements.
Well, they only could afford his voice acting. I suspected as much.
Sorry, that's a private matter between us. But please, at least stop and think about how you're treating the people who work under you. They took their positions because they dreamed of being like you. Don't belittle them or their work.
Salesian. Don't tell me what I can and can't do, you third-rate apprentice!
He's fine. What do you think you're doing? Listen, asshole.
You're talking to the famous David Callahan, the preeminent scholar of engineering science and military technology, who has long upheld the very foundation of this nation's national defense. I've had enough of youngsters like Cronkite and Esmeralda acting like they're above me after all I've achieved. My latest research will propel Calvert to even greater heights, change the power balance of the entire continent. Why can no one understand just how much of a privilege it is to help with that?
Professor.
Well, you're free to have whatever lofty goals you want. But I think we've had our 10 minutes, don't you? Oh. We came here to explain the situation and offer a solution we thought would be beneficial to everyone. You're welcome to try and cover up all the evidence and testimonies we've gathered, but I promise you, it ain't gonna be easy. If you're as close to this revolution as you claim to be, then I'd give it another thinking through if I were you. I'm done wasting time with you. I will be raising the issue of your illegal trespassing and appalling brazenness with Mr. Tosned. I admit that I may have been a little too harsh. You think? But as long as you intend to clean to Professor Hamilton instead of aiming for something more, I have no interest in you. Unless you now see the benefits of developing your talents under me after all. You just slapped him, my dude. I would wager that would be a far better use of your time than waiting like a little girl for an old woman who's long gone. Excuse me. Pardon us. Hey Zuppa buddy, how's it going?
like a little girl.
There you are.
This must be an important scene. Everybody has a voice.
So this is what it looks like inside, huh?
It's so cool seeing the observatory. Is that the telescope?
That's right. Professor Hamilton had it specially made.
Never mind. Sorry you had to witness that earlier, but I'm impressed you knew where to find me. Just had a feeling. We're happy to forget what we saw as long as you forget about us forcing our way into the research building. I'm doing okay. The game's voice acting is continuing to drive me up a wall, but other than that... You can go ahead and have a seat over there. I'll go make us some tea. We get tea. So there aren't really any astronomy professors here? Not at the moment. I'm the only one who comes here every day right now. There was a time when quite a few researchers and students who all adored Professor Hamilton would come. Even Professor Callahan would from time to time. Oh. Never used to be like he is now. He's always seen Professor Hamilton as a rival, sure. But it used to be the friendly kind of rivalry that was beneficial to both sides. He taught me so much too. Really must have changed then. Yeah, from that up to the uptight, abusive asshole we saw earlier, some kind of fall. Professor Hamilton left the Republic 2 years ago, if I recall. 2 years ago? Wasn't 2 years ago like the end of Cold Steel 4-ish territory? And you're one of her students? I have no idea if it's connected, but... That's right, I owe more to her than I can ever hope to repay. I've been looking after the observatory in her house since she left the country. Though I think it's debatable whether I'm doing a good job of it. CEO of Vern, Mr. Tausen, is also one of the directors on the Institute's board. And he told me that he's considering shutting this place down because so few people are using it. So that's why you've been doing all kinds of miscellaneous tasks to score points with him? That's awful. Really am sorry about earlier, though. I ended up interfering in your investigation by jumping in, didn't I? If I hadn't said anything... don't sweat it. We ended up getting some useful info out of that whole outburst. I guess as you've noticed by now, too. His piss-poor attitude ain't the only bad thing... wait, what? Ain't the only bad thing going on with him? So what's the other one? Really think so? I have the same feeling. Okay, it would explain why someone so respected has stooped to such irrational behavior. Feels like the question is, what is he trying to do that he's willing to go so far off the deep end for it? I'm not giving them a hug. The computer hardware in the laboratory was state-of-the-art. Suspect he's using it to perform vast calculations. Kind that would be equally difficult to properly manage. I agree. Never seen a simulation of this extent before, and it seemed even that wasn't getting the results he wanted. He couldn't be, no, but that would... I see now. Well, we'd better keep an eye on that guy for a while. We ain't in Basel for that long, but we're gonna be here for the next couple of days at least. Feels like we afford to watch or to scratch each other's backs a bit, yeah? Whether that CEO wants us to or not. Alright, I do have my doubts about you, but I believe that Agnes is worthy of my trust. You just think she's hot, dude. Like, you're not kidding anybody. So if anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you know, to keep that professor left behind safe, if nothing else. Nothing comes from not being honest with yourself, you know. We'll be counting on you. Sure seems like he's being honest with himself to me. Not trusting you is the right call. Oh, you're very much in the same boat with how boorish you are. Excuse me? You trying to pick a fight, kiddo? It's only proving my point, you know. Are you interested in the telescope? I was wondering what it's like, that's all. It's only just past 5 o'clock, so we won't be getting a great view of the stars quite yet. Come with me, you still might be able to get a good view of the Great Cheddar Triangle. Really? Okay, well, off they go, I guess. Of course, the two kids of the group would hit it off. You're also still a damn kid from my perspective. By the way, Agnes, was it just me, or did you seem surprised by something when the professor was shouting up a storm? It wasn't just you. My assistants would set me up like this. Unbelievable. Go on, chance to help me. Yeah, we read all this. Oh, it lit up. So it picked then of all times to shine. It's not doing it now, though. Do you think it could just be a coincidence? Gotta wonder. Not like it'd be the first time it's shown at an odd time, like when we first ran into Grimcat.
Whoa! What's this room for?
Okay, Ren's
Dad?
back.
What brings you all here?
Ren's back. We're back to peak.
Found you! We've been looking for all of you.
We couldn't find you anywhere in the main building, so we wondered if you might be here.
Sorry for putting you guys out.
Well, not all of us are here for you. So this is their giant telescope. I've seen one in the Imperial Museum too, but it's so cool.
Oh! Can we take a look through it?
It's nice seeing this place this lively again. It's been so long.
Will it still be voice acted? Wait, no, go back. Ren showed up and we're done? Well, I'm sad. Ren's too expensive. I think Van's too expensive. Van doesn't get, like, any voice lines. Well, I enjoyed those 4 lines of dialogue being voiced. That was great. We'll be going back to our hotel now. Sure thing, try not to stay up too late just cause no one's keeping an eye on you. That telescope was amazing though, wasn't it? I wish we could have had another look through it before we left. How about you come and look around with us some on the last day, Fairy? We'd love to have you. Really? Your work sounds amazing, so I'd like that a lot. I'll just leave playtime to the kids then. More in the market for a place catered to adults. Hell, you want to join on the fun for us? I would never want to go to such a place. That sounds like it's kind of fun in its own way. Nice to finally meet the famous Rosette too. Maybe we could talk some more another... Oh yes, I would like that very much indeed. Yay, then it's happening. Did you notice? Yeah, you managed to learn anything on your end? I'm afraid not. We heard something interesting from that genius professor, but that's about it. I'm not going to have much free time here, however, so I'm going to have to leave it to that nose of yours this time. Dumping all the work on me, huh? Great. Here's the tram. Then we bid you all farewell. I should be able to meet you tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. I know it's a little early for good nights, but I hope you all have one regardless. Same to you. See you tomorrow. Sleep tight. Apparently everyone's too expensive at Daybreak, yeah. So we say eating away, you phony maid. Huh? Something up? Can't hide a thing from him.
I should have realized I wouldn't be able to keep my concerns a secret.
And it's back!
To tell you the truth, I'm getting a peculiar sense of deja vu from what's happening here in Basel.
Never mind. Your main job's being a concierge, but you also handle crisis management all over the country, right? So which does this orbital net and distribution network issue make you think of more? Liberal 6 years ago or Crossbell 4 years ago?
You're proving perceptive and knowledgeable beyond belief.
I played all the games, so I know that. I'm sure I've heard of both of those things before, but... yeah, I think Charles mentioned them at some point too. Former was when all orbital power was shut off by the appearance of an ancient floating city. Spoilers! The latter was when the orbital network was used to perform a man-made miracle. Never witnessed them firsthand, but so there's a lot of gaps in what I know. But both were caused by things you wouldn't think could exist. I mean, just ask Bryn, she was there for both. I'd think you'd made both events up if I didn't know better. I know what happened a year and a half ago in Crossbell, and that's just as batshit crazy on paper. Yeah, all the robots, that was a wild time. When the whole continent was hacked or whatever the word was?
I'm afraid I can't answer most of your questions because they would contain classified information.
AKA, go play the other games.
However, I believe this may end with a crisis different from the ones that Mr. Arkwright mentioned.
Yeah. Well, Miss Perfect's Genesis started glowing again. There's bound to be something. No way this ends without giving us a headache. Yeah, we're going to need to be ready for trouble. Gotta head out somewhere now, right? I'll come with you if you want.
Again, you are perceptive beyond belief.
And you are the only one voiced here. We might have only met in person recently, but I've known you for a real long time now. Whenever you stumble on major problem brewing, whenever you stumble on major problem brewing, you gotta report to
Correct.
HQ, right?
What is happening here certainly falls under Code E of our regulations. But I see no harm in having someone with me during my report. We could also patrol the area at the same time. Does that sound all right?
More than alright, let's get going. Wait. Yeah, it's not just you two here, you know? Don't even think about leaving us out. I don't mind taking one of you, but the other's going to have to be... Okay, well, Fairy's coming. That's easy. Someone will need to be available if Agnes or that boy we met decide to call. Alright, that makes sense. Fine, then come on, who are you taking? This is easy. Fairy has the really good boost in combat. So where do you have to go to give your report? Your company's headquarters isn't even in Calvert, right? How dare I? Her buff is OP. There's a bit of process involved for security reasons. For starters, we need to leave the city toward the canyon. You need to take priority over any other work you would like to do, however. Is there... No, there's more side quests. Got it. We'll head over once we've walked around. Okay. Okay, there's only one side quest. It could have been worse. Right? It could have been worse. Yeah, there's one side quest. Okay. That's not terrible, I guess. Plus, Girl Squad... It really just is because I like her buff. I'm being serious. That's the only reason.
Let's see what we've got.
Finish the latest version of my AR... Oh, this thing again. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna pass Kitty at some point. It's gonna happen. the Marvel addiction is gonna, and then now she's gonna get back into, whatchamacallit, Unite? Yeah, she's gone. She's lost. So this way leads to a mine, does it? That would make an excellent backdrop for a game. But nah, it's probably too dangerous down there. You had a request? Well, I didn't expect you to help me out again. I mean, hey, it's just how it goes. Figured we at least hear you out. It's got you all the way out in Basil anyhow. I think it's working on another game, isn't it? Especially all the way here in the dark. You ain't up to something shady, are you? I'm just scouting locations from my for my new game. It's a mystery theme, so it only makes sense it'd be dark and secretive. I didn't know she played anything besides Rivals. That's not true, Andy. You know she plays Unite. Let's get down to business then, if that's alright with you. Worked with a really bright friend of mine on this concept, so I can iron out the kinks. I'm sure it'll be a hit. Solve a series of puzzles, oh god. All while using these special gimmicks that fit Basil hand in glove. What kind of gimmick? It'd spoil the fun if I just told you. Okay. Here, have this leaflet. See here. Urgent message from HQ. Catch the rogue hacker on the loose in Basil. HQ will track the target's movements and relay them to you. Oh, bright. It's gonna be Ren, isn't it? All transmissions will be sent in code to avoid leaking information. Decode the messages and apprehend the hacker. This is 100% gonna be Ren. Secret agents, huh? Alright, I'll bite. And decoding our message, yeah, forms the puzzle aspects of the game. She plays Unite? Of course she plays Unite. Sounds fun, right? I think we really knocked it out of the park with this one. So what do you think? Interested in giving it a shot? I mean, I'm doing all side quests. I don't really have a choice. Sure, we got our other work taken care of. Why not? Awesome, I was hoping you'd be up for it. Let me get your names dotted down onto the tester group real quick. Okay, so there's another tester working through the game right now, so see if you can solve the puzzle before they do. I see, I didn't realize we weren't the only testers at the moment. Yeah, I'm sending applications all over the place. The other testers started just a few minutes ago. I got a special reward for whoever beats the game first, so good luck. Well, now we gotta win. Oh, good luck. I'll be watching from the sidelines to make sure everything's running smoothly. There he goes. So now what? We don't even have our first message yet. This is true. Did say that HQ would send us messages, but how? HQ to Spriggan. We found traces of the hacker in the artisanal district. Investigate the suited triad. I don't recognize the address at all. I think it actually is him. First riddle would be easy to solve. I imagine it's like a warm-up. Makes sense. Let's get cracking then. Okay. So we're already there. I think this is closer. Kind of. Yeah, it's down here. I'm sorry to hear that. Happy to hear this. Rivals is just, yeah, it's her go-to addiction, you know, as opposed to her other full-time addictions. You know, it's hard being addicted all the time. You gotta go back and forth, you know. Well, if there's ever a suited triad, this would be it. Not the easiest first riddle in the world, but there's chimneys everywhere around here. Indeed, it does make sense for a district this industrious. And it looks like we're not the first to make it this far either. Yeah, I walked around this damn place for ages and it was right here this whole time. Okay, bye. Maybe he's the other tester we heard about? I mean, probably. I don't know. Here's the next set of instructions. It's almost like he's watching us. Normally I'd assume the same, but I imagine at least one of us would have noticed them if they were tracking us by hand. I think we're receiving the messages automatically based on our Zephyr location data. I didn't know you could do that. Or is this something that a hacker work on? Maybe that makes sense. Got a lot to think about with this one done, but that can wait. Let's look at this next message real quick. Hackers long gone from this area, unfortunately. We've picked up another trail elsewhere in the artisanal district, though. Investigate the bat's roost. Yeah, go fig. Of course there's more to it than that. And talk about cryptic. The hell's a bat? All caps. Ordinarily, I'd assume the mammal. Given how it's written, I imagine it's alluding to something else. And at any rate, we didn't encounter any bats in the mine, if memory serves. I feel like I've seen these letters somewhere in the vicinity. I just don't remember where. That part makes me think there's some place they all come back to, where they're normally out and about. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that fits that description. This one sounds more specific. Or I'll just look on this, and then there we go. Does that take the fun out of it? Sure. Do we also want to get done with the game in this, this century? Also sure. Oh wait, it's down there. I'm bad with directions. Something we also have to keep in mind.
When boarding the Aerotram.
If you go back to Unite, Kitty, I will delay my debut. Well, we're not bringing out the threats. Well, this is the Aerotram station, and I think we struck gold here. Right, that does make sense. BAT is an acronym for Basal Astrotram. Oh, now I get it. The Aerotram to roost here. And boom, there's the next message. Hackers made their way toward Newtown. Board the tram and pursue them. Straightforward enough? Yeah, let's hop on. This does offer an exceptional view, especially at night. Oh, I see a familiar face to tram just before we did. Let's see here. Well, if it ain't the Aramis kid we bumped into earlier. He's been one step ahead of us the whole time. Feels like I'm too slow. I remember when I was all held up about beating people to the punch like that. Youth, huh? Oh wow, you're still young, aren't you? Looks like they already made their move. Looks like it. Found new traces of the hacker. Disregard the kitty for now. Your target is ZCat1. Cat1? I don't get it. Well, they said to disregard the kitty, so it might help to write it on paper. Would it really? I don't see how. Got a pretty good idea of where the objective is. I can see it on that sign over there. Head on over and take a look. What does cats have to do with horrible net? Oh, her. Yeah, I put that together like 15,000 years ago, Van. But grats on catching up. It took you a bit, but you got there. I mean, this is so obviously Ren's doing. Thank you for the hydrate, Kaori. Here we are. Cat room 1 minus the cat. A Z1 race car. I get it. Take the cat out of ZCat and you get Z1. Next message should be arriving shortly. Stay sharp, gang. Well, that was anticlimactic. See here. I mean, we technically beat him here. You're in the game too? Yeah, I guess so. Didn't know there were other people in this. HQ is Spriggan. The hacker got away. But their tracks are fresh. They should still be nearby. Head for corner marker WXBC. Well, what the hell is that? Doesn't make a lick of sense. But I really don't want to lose to these guys. Okay, feelings mutual. Well, I'm heading now. Catch you later. Have fun. Best of luck out there. Let's try and figure this one out. Suspect that we'll need to return the square mark. Well, we'll need to fill in the square marks with letters. Once we complete the sequence, the phrase will come. Yeah, and once we have the full phrase, the rest is a cakewalk from there. Let's follow the code and see what we find. Okay. Okay, so it's still in this area somewhere. Yep, the Agent of Chaos is here. Let's go over this way. I'm so good at following the exclamation mark on the map. Okay, first floor, Vern's Arms. Second is Vern's Store. And the building itself is Vern Pizza. Okay, so Vern Arms or VA, that lines up with the code. This is making my head spin. We did, so quick, crack this code quickly. That bodes well for us. But look at that, another message. From the engineer, a pair of ZCF goggles will spell your way. Goggles can be found in the Vern store if memory serves. Didn't ZCF come up earlier? ZCF is Liberal Kingdom's principal engineering company. They are notable for building the first orbital airships. So now we got that goods in the picture. That really makes me think it's her. Anyhow, let's go get those goggles.
Do you know what you want?
Words. Oh, we're broke. Oh, am I just supposed to talk to you
again?
Oh. Quick question, you guys stock ZCF goggles? Sure do, here's a pair for you. Cool, I didn't have to buy them. Spell your way, the riddle said. Is there writing on them? I don't see anything on the frame, so... Oh, the lens perhaps? Words are very hard. I see the words. Await the aerotram, the bench will beckon. Guess we just gotta follow the breadcrumbs now. Aerotram is just up the stairs. Let's make haste. Oh, we're ahead of you, sucker. They don't mean Vern Arms, do they? Just, what else could it be? I hate this puzzle. I don't get these riddles at all. Looks like we're a step ahead this time. Did it. Now all I have to do is head for the bench. Roger, roger. Hey, they made the reference. I appreciate that. Roger, roger. I've only seen the other side of that gate. I mean, Ren's here. Like, the hacker's Ren, clearly, Julie. So, of course there's gonna be liberal. See? That was obvious. Well, if it ain't the student council prez, figured you had a hand in this.
You caught me. Good evening, Spriggan.
Wait, we have voice acting in the freaking side quest? We don't get voice acting in the main quest. Now we get in the side quest? Why are you here? Oh, never mind. It's gone. I'm glad I at least caught someone by surprise. It's more fun that way. So how did you get roped into all this? Well, I happen to know the game master through the net, you see. Of course you do. He's been putting out all these fascinating riddles online. I figured I might as well reach out to him. Got in touch and even oddly came up with the idea of this game. We know Ren too well not to expect her. I mean, it was literally Kitty. Not our Kitty, you know, the cool Kitty. And what better setting for a cyber-themed story than Basil? I mean, I guess so. I even got to try out this new mail API that I had been tinkering with. I learned quite a lot from this little exercise. It's okay, Kitty, don't feel bad. I'm not as cool as Ren either. Nobody's as cool as Ren. It's Ren, Kitty. Everybody is not as cool as Ren. You make a tier list, it's just Ren and then everybody else. It's not a slight on you at all. Do you just know everyone? I mean, this coming from him is kind of rich. I did learn about your hacking exploits as Kitty through MK's database. See? Right? That's fair. That's fair. But I didn't realize your talent spanned far more than just security. Thank you. I still have much to learn, of course. Do you? Oh, there he is now. Must have fell behind somewhere. I mean, at least you made it. Yeah, I was wondering why you were here. It was just an excuse to work with that Percy guy, wasn't it? It's all just stupid. The student council, or the council president broke our own curfew for this shit? You think Ren cares about a freaking curfew? Don't single me out, you meanie. I just so happened to hear from someone about a bored-looking Aramis student wandering around the city past curfew. Imagine my shock upon learning it was none other than you. So, James, did you have fun being a naughty little boy? Barely felt a thing. All that effort for a dud of a game. Could have sworn I heard you racking your brain a bit with some of those riddles. Okay, fine. They did make me think a little. Excellent news. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Wait, so did you really make that auto-send API thing for the emails? Like you made that from scratch? How the hell are you even real? No wonder Ronald and I don't measure up. Well, fine, I admit it. You're pretty damn good. Thanks, but flattery will get you nowhere, mister. Oh, and would you mind, keeping tonight our little secret? I'm not sure what I'd say if, as you mentioned, everyone found out I was breaking my own rules. Sure, just as long as you keep me a secret too. Not privy to the specifics here, but it looks like they worked things out. Yeah, just kids being kids. So he's the other brain cell in James' group. These things are settled down now. Did I get my reward? Percy shortly arrived on the scene and... Okay, yep. Well, good work, everyone, and thank you for the rave reviews. A special shout out to Ren. Without her, none of this would have been possible. None of the series will be possible without her, so that's fair. Think nothing of it. Thank you for having me. If you ever get the idea for some other game, do let me know. You got it. Thanks a bunch. Never thought my online friend would be a high schooler. You're really something special. How the heck did you learn so much about the orbital? It's a long story. It's a very long story. Feel like you're gonna leave me behind if I'm not careful. I gotta branch out and level up my programming skills. Best of luck of that. Gotta say, this was all pretty fun, so I'd be down to try whatever you come up with next. Thank you. I still have Kings to iron out for sure. But I might be able to go public soon. It's almost ready for average Joes and Janes, I think. Here's a little prize. Ooh, what's the prize? Thank you so much for participating. Look forward to... Yep, what's the prize? What's the prize? Ren and James snuck back in the hotel for the night. QA
Well
testing
done,
again
everyone.
completed.
Mirror
So what's the prize? Yes, what's the prize? Is it something good? What's the prize? What do we even get? Just... Okay, well... I'm kind of underwhelmed. I was expecting, like, maybe an Action 3, or, well, I guess the money was the prize. Yeah, I mean, we got money, but when somebody says a prize, I thought we were gonna get something else. But no, it's just money. As you said, not really much of a prize, is it?